Hi, good day everybody, and this is Karen Mandy from How Bright Can We Shine, and I'm together this morning with Bernadette Faree, who is working with us as part of the How Bright Can We Shine team, and we're just going to learn a little bit more about her this morning. So thank you for giving us your time, Bernadette.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm just going to begin by saying, is it okay if I call you Bernie, because that's what we used to? So for the sake of the interview, you're going to be Bernie this morning. Can you tell us just a little bit about who Bernadette is? Who is Bernie? Give us a little bit of background.
Okay, I'm ex-South African. I've been staying in Eswatini for just a little over 10 years now. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a mom to many. I run a little school and a private NGO in Eswatini. So I'm very, very busy, but at the same time, I'm a very passionate, outgoing person. I want to see other people succeed, and I get a certain amount of fulfillment by seeing other people succeed and just spending time with people. So I'm very much a people's person. I'm married, I have 5 children, and most of them are grown up, and my son Lance is at home with us at the moment. He's 14. I think that's basically me in a nutshell.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. So I can see you've got the sort of some classroom stuff behind you there at the back of your head. Is that you're sitting in one of the classrooms at the moment?
I am. Most of my children have gone out on a field trip, and so the school's pretty empty, but my office is always very busy. So I decided to leave the office and go and sit in one of the classrooms where it's quiet, possibly for about an hour or two. So yeah, it's just, I can give you a tour if you want. I can give you a quick show around.
Okay, give us a quick tour of the classroom.
All right, so we have Wendy huts, and this is basically what they look like. Hopefully you can see. Okay,
that's
cool. Basically where I spend maybe half of my day. I guess I also teach. I'm not just the head of the school, I also teach. So I spend a lot of time in this environment.
So can you tell us, working in the school, how long have you actually been head of the school, or working actually in the school?
Okay, so I've been an educator for 27 years. It's always just been who I am and what I'm passionate about. And when we came to Eswatini 10 years ago, I started getting involved in the school because at that point my son was a preschooler, and we felt that he needed to socialize. You know, we live in a semi-urban area. There are not a lot of children around. And we didn't want him as, you know, the last child at home growing up alone. So I got involved with the school because we had decided to put him into the school. So for a year, I was just a mom, and a mom who complained a lot. And then afterwards, I think everybody got tired of all my complaining, and they said to us, well, you know, if you want to fix things, then you need to get involved on a more regular basis. And I was going to dedicate a year or two to the school, and it's now 10 years later and I'm still here.
Wow, quite a journey, hey?
Yeah. It has been.
What are some of the highlights of working in the school?
I think just being able to have an impact on children's lives in Eswatini. It is not a wealthy country. There is a lot of poverty, and there are 2 spectrums in Africa, in fact, not just Eswatini, where you have a minority group that is extremely wealthy, and then you've got a large percent of the population that's extremely poor. They're living below the breadline. And then there's that gap in between of the middle class child who is not wealthy enough to go to private schools and not poor enough to get help from the state or other organizations. So our whole niche for our school is to assist the middle class family. So the mom who's working at the bank or the single dad. So that's where my passion lies, is in that market. So we get to have such an amazing impact on some of our children's lives. We have children whose parents really struggle to pay the school fees that we ask, and they come out of broken homes. Some of them come from very, very rural backgrounds, and on occasion we have the child who everybody's given up on. So he's 16 and perhaps in grade 5, the 5th grade, and everybody's given up on him. And they bring these children to us, and we get to work with them and reinstill motivation in them, and we teach them to believe in themselves. And so we've been very fortunate in that we've worked with probably in the time I've been here, maybe a couple of thousand children, and we've managed to make an impact in many of their lives. Our school is very family orientated, so we give the children that social emotional bond that they perhaps don't get at home. And that for me is very, very different. We really get to change children's lives here.
Which is amazing. What an amazing
It
job
is.
to be able to do. What are some of the challenges that you're actually facing personally at the moment, or I mean, within whatever context you would like to sort of share with us? But what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
I think from a work point of view, because we're a small school, we're an NGO, we don't have a lot of funding, so that really limits what we are able to do with the children. Things like computer lessons and having computers at school, like technology doesn't exist where we are. So there's a lot we'd like to offer, but we can't because of money. The other challenges is being in rural Eswatini, there aren't a lot of opportunities for myself personally, or my family, and then also for the children at the school. So getting anywhere is a challenge. If you want to go and buy groceries, you travel 100 kilometers. If you need to take the children on an outing, they have to do it either locally, or it costs an exorbitant amount of money to put them on a bus and take them to the capital city. So from a work point of view, I do work for a small organization. So I'm one person, and I wear many hats because we can't afford to put other people into this organization. And that is tiring. It's mentally and physically exhausting. So I have a huge challenges with fatigue, and just day-to-day living. The last 10 years has really taken a dire effect on my health, but at the same point I'm not willing to change who I am, or change what I feel inside for the people in our community. So I would like to slow down a little bit, but that's not always possible. But regardless of how fatigued I might feel, at the end of the day, when we're reaching out to community members, children in our school, it's all worth it, because the reward you get for helping others realize their dreams, or helping others just live a better life, is well worth it.
Thanks for sharing that, Bernie. What would you say, what are some of the, I think you shared basically there, but is there anything else you'd like to add on to that when it comes to sort of life lessons at the moment?
I think that I would say that the most important things I've learned while living in Eswatini is patience and tolerance. I've never been a very patient person, and I just feel that I've really had to learn to be patient and accept people for who they are. You cannot change other people, and so accepting other people just helps take the pressure and the stress off of yourself. Because if you're impatient or you're not very tolerant towards somebody, most of the time they don't even know it, and you're just stressing yourself out. So, I would say let go of the small stuff. There's a saying that says, don't sweat the small stuff. So let go of that. Look at your bigger picture. Look at what you're passionate about. And yes, we all need goals, but I think it's more important to realize that there's a journey to get from point A to B. And life is about that journey. We need to enjoy the journey, regardless of the hardships. And I think if we can find that inner peace and happiness, regardless of what comes your way, you will always be able to get yourself, to a place where you can say to yourself, well, I believe that that has happened for a reason. And that's my philosophy in life, is that everything does happen for a reason. We don't always see what the reason is, and we don't always understand it. But usually, if you reflect back on what has happened, you can see that things happen for a certain reason, to steer you onto a certain path. And that's what I personally live by.
Oh, sorry, a little bit of, yeah, thank
You've
you.
got dogs, I've got children.
Oh, I tell you. Thanks for sharing that with us, Berni. So, as if you're not busy enough, we're excited to have you on board with us in How Bright Can We Shine this year. And you've actually picked up the role of project group director or project group manager.
Yes.
So, can you tell us a little bit about that role and what you see in the pipeline for 2020?
Okay, so I think one of the biggest reasons I wanted to be so desperately involved with How Bright Can We Shine is because it fits in perfectly with my life philosophy, fits in perfectly with where we are at the moment, and what we would like to achieve. And I just think by pulling people together, like-minded people together, we can achieve way greater things than what our brains could even fathom. There's it being a global community just brings so much purpose, so much ability to women around the world. So as the project coordinator, what I will be doing is I'll be setting up different groups for ladies who want to come in, want to make a difference in the world. And basically, through this, helping everybody stay connected, stay, so that we can collaborate. And just my personal role would be not only setting up the groups, but basically bringing people together that are interested in the same sort of things. Like I said, like-minded people. And I don't think we could ever connect with everybody. I mean, you can connect with a small group of people in your area, but with a platform like How Bright Can We Shine, and the possibility of having the different groups, we can literally assist in connecting people around the world. And we're not going to be connecting people for just a financial gain or just to get people together in a group, but for inspiration and motivation. I was myself inspired yesterday by something that somebody else is doing. And, I'm just so grateful that we have platforms like How Bright Can We Shine to just give other ladies who might be sitting in rural areas like we are, the opportunity to reach out and do something amazing, maybe for themselves, or maybe for people in their communities, or even people on another continent. So that's going to be my role. I'm very, very excited. I want to see as many groups as possible on the How Bright Can We Shine platform. When I go in there, I just want to be able to scroll down and connect people. And I know by doing this, the platform and the ladies on that platform are going to do amazing things. So yeah, that's basically what I'll be doing in a nutshell.
Okay, well, I'm inspired and excited by that. So, yay! Yeah, I think 2020 is going to be amazing. So, thank you for picking up that role, Bernadette. Just in passing as we close, because I know sort of time is of the essence, but do you have one last word of wisdom that you'd like to leave with the Shine community this morning?
I think if I could say, be passionate about you, or what you're doing, or about what you feel, dream big, and for all of us, step out of your comfort zone, because that's when the magic happens. And I think you, of all people, know what that is like. How Bright Can We Shine is just, it's going to morph into something way greater than what any of us could ever think. And I was going to say, step out of your comfort zone, because really that's where the magic does happen. We can't make magic happen sitting in our little comfort zones. So yeah, be passionate, dream big.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Bernie, for sharing with us today. We're going to let you go now, and you can go put one of your other hats back on again.
Thank you.
So thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Thank you, and to you too, and everybody watching.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great day, Bernie.
Bye.